Dear friends, good morning to you all. On some day of December 2019, people slept at night, and when they woke up in next morning, they landed in a new age. That is Corona age. This Corona age has restricted our activities. Now we cannot follow the notion that this is my life in my way. That is not so. Now you will have to confine within certain boundary conditions which have already been fixed by this new Corona age. What are those boundary conditions? Here, to survive, to do something, to excel in your field, you will have to be self-disciplined. You will have to set your routine. Overall change in your activity is required. A spoon feeding is not going to work anymore in this age. If this age continues for a long time, only those will survive who will command over themselves, who will have command over themselves, who will adopt the precedence which has been apparently set by this Corona age. So please try to understand, a spoon feeding is not going to work. You cannot do only what you want. You are compelled to rectify your routine and follow the instructions imparted to you off and on. I hope that from today onward you will be honest enough to follow the routine given to you so that you may be a surviving element in a future day to come. Otherwise, this is nature. Nature never excuses defaulters. You will be punished badly and you will find yourself nowhere in the world. So please follow the routine, do your work honestly. No one is looking that what are you doing, but you are there to see your deeds. That is important. You ask from yourself that 4 hours of day and day whether you have done something constructive or not. If the answer is not, it is very much disastrous and it is not good for you. So I think every day before sleeping you must think about that, whether you have spent your 24 hours honestly or not, and try to get the answer in assertive sense. Thank you very much. Now I am going to produce 5th video on this very section, capacitors. Today we shall discuss about combination of capacitors. Combination of capacitors. Capacitors are combined in two different ways. The first is series combination. Series combination. Here we have more than one capacitors. Suppose this is first one having capacitance C1, another one which is having capacitance C2, and third one having capacitance C3. So more than one capacitors can be connected in this way, and a connection of this type is called by the name of series combination. What is to be noted in this type of connection is that no two capacitors will have both the plates connected to common terminals. Here you see that there is only one common junction between any two capacitors. For example, between C1 and C2 there is one common terminal that lies here, and between C2 and C3 there is only one common terminal which lies here, while the other terminal of capacitors are connected either with some other capacitor or with the terminal of battery. So this is all about how can we make series combination. Now in this series combination, what is to be noted is that when capacitor is connected to battery, the battery provides charge to the plates of capacitor. We can say that charge flows from battery to the plate of capacitor and the same charge gets deposited over the plate of capacitor. Now if the capacitors are connected in series, all the plates of capacitor will have equal amount of charge. Suppose here the first plate gets plus Q charge, then next one will have minus Q charge. In this way all the plates of capacitor will have same amount of charge. Here plus Q minus Q plus Q minus Q. So this is the way charge gets distributed among the capacitors. Since capacitance of all the capacitors are different, that is C1, C2, C3, so potential difference across first capacitor will now be Q by C1, here it will be Q by C2, and in second case, and in third case it is Q by C3. These are the potential difference. The sum of all these potential difference will be equal to applied potential difference. So we can write that potential applied gets distributed among the capacitors B1, B2 plus B3. This is Q by C1 plus Q by C2 plus Q by C3. If all these three capacitors are replaced by a single capacitor, suppose this is a single capacitor whose capacitance is CS, and if it is connected with the same battery, that is the battery with which the combination has been connected, and then we get the same amount of charge comes at the plates of capacitor. This shows that this alone capacitor CS is the effective value of all these three capacitors connected in series. So from here, from this figure, we can write for V as Q upon CS. Now from here we can write 1 by CS equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. If number of capacitors are connected for a number of capacitors in series, 1 by CS will be equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 plus and so on. For C1 and C2, only two capacitors in series, 1 by CS, 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2, or 1 by CS equal to C1 plus C2 by C1 C2, or CS equal to C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. This is an important formula which are oftenly used in solving numerical problems. So what we have seen that in series combination all capacitors acquire same charges, and that can be understood by taking some another example of liquid flow through pipes having non-uniform cross-sectional area. You see here in this figure that this is a tube of flow. Here clearly three sections, different sections are visible, all are having different cross-sectional area. If at one end P1 is the pressure and at another end the pressure is P2, for P1 greater than P2, what do we find? That liquid flows from one end to another end. Here the amount of liquid entering into the tube at left end is always equal to amount of liquid leaving the right end in the same interval of time. What does it mean? The rate of flow of liquid everywhere in the tube remains constant. And recall the concept of liquid flow from class 11 syllabus. That rate of flow is given by AV, area of cross section, and volume flowing per second. So this is volume of liquid flowing per second, what is called by the name of rate of flow of liquid. So in this case, pressure right from left to right, if you will go from left to right, the pressure of liquid will decrease at each and every point, and finally it comes to a value P2, which is smaller than P1. That is why liquid flows from left to right. In this similar fashion, when this plate of C1 capacitor is connected to positive terminal, means it is kept at higher potential, and the next plate of C3, which is connected to negative terminal of battery, it is kept at lower potential. Now from left to right, here potential decreases, as in this case the pressure decreases. So the charge will flow from higher potential to lower potential, and so potential at every point will be different, that is it will decrease from left to right, but the charge on each plate will remain the same, as we see that rate of flow of liquid at every point of the tube of flow remains constant. So that is all about series combination. Series combination, mainly you have to keep in your mind how the connection, the way it is connected, then what is different for different capacitors, that is potential difference, and what is same for different capacitors, that is charge. And from there we come to the conclusion that the effective capacitance of all these capacitors can be obtained by the formula 1 by Cs equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 plus and so on. Now coming to the parallel combination, second, parallel combination. Here you see, again we take three different capacitors into consideration, C1, C2, C3. Here one plate of all the capacitors remain connected to one common terminal, while the remaining other is also connected to some common terminal. This is parallel combination. Here if we connect these two common terminals with a battery, what happens? Suppose Q amount of charge comes through the battery. It gets distributed between these three capacitors as Q1, Q2, Q3. So now this plate will have plus Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, here minus Q1 minus Q2 or minus Q3 charge. So this is the way by which finally it comes out to be equal to Q. In this case, the potential difference which is applied to this combination remains same for all the capacitors. This can also be understood in terms of liquid flow. You see, suppose this is a source tube which provides liquid flow to different branches. You see, these are different branches, 1, 2, 3. Liquid is coming from here and pressure at this end is P. This pressure is same for all these three tubes. For all these three tubes at left end, this pressure is same. Okay, but the amount of liquid which comes through this bigger pipe get distributed among these three narrow pipes. So amount of liquid flowing through these three pipes will remain different, but sum of all these will be equal to the amount of liquid entering into the bigger pipe, or you can say wider pipe. So this pressure difference for all the narrow pipes are same, but the amount of liquid flowing through them are different, and the sum of all those rate of flow equals the rate of flow through this wider pipe providing liquid to each branches. In this similar fashion, we can understand here the potential difference applied remains same for all the capacitors, but charge gets distributed among the three capacitors. So we can write Q equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Since first capacitor has capacitance C1, but potential difference is V, here it is C2V, C3V. Potential difference is same for all capacitors. If this combination is again replaced by a single capacitor, say having capacitance Cp, and it is connected with the battery which is similar to that connected to this combination, and we find that the total charge on the plates of this capacitor comes out to be equal to Q, which is given by the battery to the combination. Then for this Q we can write it as CPV. So from here Cp equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3 for number of capacitors in parallel, Cp C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus and so on. For two capacitors only, Cp equal to C1 plus C2. So that is all about the combination of capacitors. Now see its applications. As an application to this knowledge, first of all we take example of a parallel plate capacitor. Parallel plate capacitor having plate area A and distance between the plate D. Suppose the space between this parallel plate capacitor is partially filled with some dielectric. Dielectric, this is dielectric. This is dielectric medium, and the thickness of this dielectric medium is T. Clearly T is smaller than D, means it is partially filled with dielectric, not completely. When it is completely filled with dielectric, we have seen that capacitance comes out to be equal to A K epsilon naught by D, when a space between plates is completely filled with dielectric medium of dielectric constant K. But what is the difference here? Here also we take a dielectric medium whose dielectric constant is K, but its thickness in this case is smaller than the distance between the two plates. That is, it is up to only up to the thickness T, which is smaller than D. Now see the space which remains vacant. Here suppose this is distance x1 which is lying vacant. It is vacuum, either vacuum or filled with air, and same is the case for this distance x2 also. Nahi? Now how can we find out capacitance of this capacitor? For this we shall have to apply the knowledge which we have gained right now from the combination of capacitors. But how can we do that? For this you will have to divide this capacitor into three different capacitors. You see, three different capacitors. Here three different capacitors. Now you see, this is a separate capacitor having plate area A, distance between them x1. This is another one having distance between plate T, but area of plate again A, and the third one where distance between plate is x2 and plate area is A. What we have done? We have divided the given capacitor into three different capacitors. You see, this plate has come to this position. So here if it is of area A, here also we shall consider area A, and another plate is this one which is of area A, and distance between the two plates of this capacitor is x1 equal to this distance. Now the second one which is filled with some dielectric of dielectric constant K, having distance between the plate T, and third one this is one plate of area A, another plate of area A, and distance between the plate x2. Now think, if this is to be viewed as the combination of three capacitors, what kind of combination it will have? It will have series combination. It will have series combination. Here at this plate, we can consider the combination of two plates, that is second plate of first capacitor and first plate of second capacitor. This plate also is the combination of two plates, that is second of second capacitor and first of third capacitor. So in another figure we shall show it in like that only, that is in series combination. Now see, this is first capacitor C1, where we have plate area A, distance between plate X1. Second one filled with dielectric of dielectric constant K, distance between plate T. And third one again having vacuum or air and distance between plate X2. So the single capacitor may be viewed as the combination of three capacitors in series. Here we have air or vacuum, air or vacuum. So from the formula we have derived above, if the capacitance of the capacitor partially filled with dielectric is C, we can write 1 by C, 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. Again, this C1, for this C1 we can write 1 epsilon naught by X1 plus 1 by A K epsilon naught by T plus 1 by A epsilon naught by X1. This is X1 by A epsilon naught plus T by A K epsilon naught plus X2 by A epsilon naught, or X1 plus X2 by A epsilon naught plus T by A K epsilon naught. Clearly, the distance X1 plus X2 plus T equal to D. Therefore, X1 plus X2 will be equal to T minus D. So from here we can write it as D minus T. D minus T. D minus T. So you write here D minus T plus for X1 plus X2 by A epsilon naught plus T by A K epsilon naught. Again, this can be written as one by A epsilon naught into D minus T plus T by K. This is the value of 1 by C. So what is finally the capacitance of given capacitor? This will be equal to A epsilon naught by D minus T plus T by K. This is the formula for capacitance in case of a parallel plate capacitor which is partially filled with dielectric. This formula can further be modified. Suppose now let T equal to D by 2. That is, if only half of the space between the capacitor, plates of capacitor is filled with dielectric of dielectric constant K. In that case, this formula get modified as C equal to A epsilon naught by D minus D by 2 minus D by 2 by K. That is equal to A epsilon naught by D by 2 minus D by 2K. this equals A epsilon naught by D into D by 2 into 1 minus 1 by K, or 2A epsilon naught by D into K minus 1 by K. Finally, this equals 2A K epsilon naught by D into K minus 1. So, this is the capacitance when only half of the space between the plates of capacitor is filled with dielectric or dielectric constant K. Now another example. Example 2. You see, suppose these are plates of capacitor. The plate area is A, distance between the plate is D. Now half of the space between the two plates is filled with dielectric of dielectric constant K1, and another half is filled with some another dielectric medium of dielectric constant K2. We have to find out the capacitance of this capacitor C. For this also we make use of the knowledge we have gained from the combination of capacitors. Here also we divide the whole capacitor into two different capacitors. The first one is the upper part and second one is the lower part. So here we write the upper part. This upper part has no area A by 2. A by 2, distance is already D, and dielectric constant of the medium between them is K1. And another half has also area A by 2, distance D, and dielectric constant K2. But you see, these two sections are connected at this point. What does it mean? These two plates are now connected. Similarly, the other two are also connected. Like this, it is also connected. So here we get two different capacitors connected in parallel. Therefore, this C may be written as C1 plus C2. Now what is C1? C1 is A by 2 K1 epsilon naught by D plus A by 2 K2 epsilon naught by D. From here A epsilon naught by 2D can be taken as common, and here we get K1 plus K. So this is the capacitance of the capacitor. Come to some more example. Example 3. Example 3. Here is example 3. Suppose this is a parallel plate capacitor, and in this parallel plate capacitor, this portion is filled with dielectric constant K. Here we have K2, K3. The whole distance is D, and this is D by 2. This is also D by 2. Plate area is A. How can we find out its capacitance C? So you see that First of all, the upper half and lower half, like previous example, will be in parallel. But in lower half, the two different capacitors may be formed in series. So the circuit for this can be formed like this. This is upper half. In upper half, plate area A by 2, distance D. This remains in parallel combination with these two. This is first one. In this case, plate area is A by 2, but this distance is D by 2. And here is dielectric constant K1, K2, and third one is in lower half, the second, K3, D by 2. Suppose this is C1, C2, C3. So we have now this type of combination, and we have to find out effective capacitance of this network. This circuit may be drawn into some another equivalent circuit. The first one is kept like this only, K1, A by 2, and then this is its capacitance is C1. Here we have two capacitors in series. So for this we can write C2 C3 by C2 plus C3. This formula comes from the series combination which we have discussed earlier. Now these two capacitors are in parallel, so and effective of this should be equal to the net capacitance C of the capacitor given. So now this is the capacitance C equal to C1 plus C2 C3 by C2 plus C3. Now you see what is C1. For C1 is this capacitor. Here the plate area is A by 2. A by 2 dielectric constant K1. A by 2 K1 epsilon naught, and distance between the plate is D. For C2 again plate area is same, that is A by 2, but dielectric constant is K2. Here we have epsilon naught upon but the distance between the plate is D by 2 only. So D by 2 into A by 2, this is for third, K3 epsilon naught by D by 2. This is C2, this is C3. Now what we have to write? C2 plus C3, that is A by 2 K2 epsilon naught by D by 2 plus A by 2 K3 epsilon naught by D by 2. See clearly? Just we have make use of the formula AK epsilon naught by D. A means area. If area is A by 2, in place of A we shall have to take A by 2. Dielectric constant, if K1, K2, K3 are there, we have to take accordingly. And distance, where it is D, we have taken D. Where it is D by 2, we have taken D by 2. Now what is left? Simple simplification. Now what remained? Simplification. So you see from here we can write AK1 epsilon naught by 2D plus, now come to this point. You see this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. Similarly this 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Then what is left here? A into A square K2 K3 epsilon naught square by d square. Okay, here also this 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Then what is left here? A K2 epsilon naught by d plus a K3 epsilon naught by d. Further, this is a K1 epsilon naught by 2d plus a square K2 K3 epsilon naught square. This d2 will come down, but this d square will go up and both will be cancelled. This d square, and here the denominator will be d square, d. So this d square will come down, so d upon d square, यानी d will remain left, d will remain left, है ना? And then what we get here? Here we get a K2 epsilon naught plus a K3 epsilon naught. Finally, a K1 epsilon naught by 2d plus a square K2 K3 epsilon naught square by a epsilon naught d into K2 plus K3. This is now cancel, a square and this a, and what is left now? Epsilon naught. This square will cancel, so finally C will be a K1 epsilon naught by 2d plus a K2 K3 epsilon naught by d into K2 plus K3. This is effective capacitance of the capacitor. So like this, questions are coming in competitive examinations also. What you need to learn. Here I have shown 3 examples which contains all the clues by which this type of problem can be worked out. I am giving you one more problem for you to solve. Example 4. Suppose this is a parallel plate capacitor, and here this distance is d, plate area is A, and this is d by 2. This part is filled with dielectric constant K1. The another half is further divided into 2 halves where dielectric constants are K2, K3. Then you have to find out C. You work it out and give your answer on the WhatsApp group. Okay? I hope you will listen. This time is not to be disobedient. This requires a great sense of obedience. If you want to survive in coming day, in a future day to come. So I hope that you will listen to it. Thank you very much.